Mr. Goin, Quentin Parnell here again. So I'm going to go over what we're going to do here for week 2. So week 2, again, is going to be that circuit style setup. What we'll do at the beginning is we're going to have everything a little bit tougher. We're going to have things where they're going to have to focus a little bit harder, take a little bit more time. Starting here with our putting station. The goal here last week, or the first week, what we did was we set alignment sticks up in basically a big square. And their goal is just to get the ball to stop inside that big square. This week, we're not focusing on speed, we're actually just focusing on getting them to putt through 2 alignment sticks set up at a parallel. And it's set fairly tight from about 30 feet away. So this should be a pretty tough challenge. So the goal for them is now they've had some experience, they've had some practice, now they're focusing on accuracy, and speed is now not important. So we're gonna move away from the speed focus, and we're gonna focus specifically on accuracy today. The next one, we're gonna take the cones, we're gonna weave back and forth. These are pretty wide, so they should wear them out just a little bit. I've got a ball teed up on the cone here. From there, what they're going to do is they're going to try to weave it, so use the hand, grab the ball, and then throw it into the net. So kind of some hand-eye coordination there, having to work with their feet and their hands at the same time. And then the final one will actually be a little bit more challenging. I've got 2 hula hoops they're going to have to jump into each of them, and once they jump into that second hula hoop there, they will stay there, and their goal will be to try to toss or throw, however they choose to do it, the ball, and try to get it to stop in the hula hoop. Again, should be fairly challenging there. So my goal here is to step this up a little bit. I'm going to challenge them a little bit more and then see the response. Again, once we get into it, we might adjust week 3 and just kind of see what that looks like. But the goal here is to challenge them a little bit and see how they come to the challenge or overcome the challenge, or if they struggle with it, we'll lighten it up. We might do that within the week too, just depending on how they respond. The gameplay is actually going to be taking the same circuits that we have. I'm going to make them a little bit easier, a little bit smaller, and the goal is going to be to see how many points we can score. So we'll widen out the accuracy here. If they roll the ball through it, then they would get a point. As they go to the cones, they throw a ball into the net, they'll get a point. And if they get a ball to stop on the hula hoop, they'll get a point. And we'll shorten up that again, and we'll make that a little bit easier for them. We'll go through it and we'll kind of do 2 or 3 breaks within it, get some water, let them rest. But this is going to be about speed. So as soon as you hit your putt, your goal is to go to the next spot and then to the next spot. We'll have a little bit of a line that should let them kind of take a breather and relax, not get too overworked and too overheated, but that's going to be the game at the end of it. So the reason I chose this week is I wanted to kind of take the same concept that we had, build on that, so that way they knew what to expect when they got here. So it's not going to be something completely different. Hopefully we start to build a routine, and I would imagine every week gets a little bit more under control and a little less chaotic. But I did want to challenge them, and I wanted to see the personalities of how they handle those challenges. So that's kind of why we chose it this week. Accuracy instead of speed. I think speed was set pretty easy for them. I would imagine they're going to do really well. And then the cones here, fairly easy, but I think it'll be interesting to see how they take that, slowing down, grabbing the ball, and trying to throw all in that one motion. It'll be fun to watch the footwork and the coordination building there. And then the last one will be that touch and feel with the hands, trying to get the ball to stop in that hula hoop, which I imagine will be pretty challenging as well. But that's what we chose this week. And then obviously the circuit at the end, I've got a little kiddo at home, so I know any camp that I take them to, if we can get them worn out by the time they go home with mom and dad, maybe they take a nap, I think mom and dad will be even happier. So that's part of why we chose that game today. So thank you.